Hi YouTubers! I've actually never introduced myself in this channel. My name is Eliana and I am a certified surgical technologist, and I've been since last February in 2019. Life got in the way, so now I'm looking for surgical technologist jobs. But I actually just was given the opportunity to interview, which I am super excited about because there's nothing better for me than surgery, and I'm really passionate about this, and I'm sure all of us are as potential surgical technologists or surgical technologists now. But I was looking everywhere on YouTube. I'm like, okay, how do I do this interview? How do I go for it? Let's see what we need to do. Regardless to say, because of this COVID-19, hiring processes have changed a lot. Since with the social distancing and how you're not really allowed into hospitals right now, without temperature checks, without, even having a COVID test, which I will have tomorrow. Not because of anything, but because of patient care. Obviously, patient safety first, no matter what, even though they tell me they're going to shove something up there. Um, anyways, so I was searching everywhere on YouTube for tips on how to do an interview in regards to interview questions and everything that I could possibly get my hands on, because I was super nervous. Now, there's a difference with being nervous in life and then being nervous when you're in the OR. Because even though you are in the OR, you already have been through your clinicals if you are looking for an interview, or you are during your clinicals. So you already know that when you go into the OR, it's a whole new different world. You are on your game, you got this. But for an interview, most of us, it's a whole different story, at least for me, that my brother was telling me, stop. Yeah, just stop. Put on your makeup and go do the interview. And thus, my lovely makeup right now. Okay, but here it is. In order for me to feel confident enough for this interview, most people will tell you, just be confident, be confident, be confident, but they don't tell you how to be confident. And the thing with confidence is that you have to know your level of what you can do and what you can achieve. And for me, I had to gather all this different stuff for myself to feel ready. Because even though, like I said, once I step in the OR, it's going to be completely different than the person I am right now interviewing. There's still something nerve-wracking that you have to prove to somebody that you are the best, although you already know you are, because you wouldn't be in surgery, going towards surgery, if you already weren't. But so, what I had done in order to get to this job interview, I had gotten my books, which have all my. I prepared this a while back when I started doing job interviews before life got in the way, job searching. So I have like the different cases by like neurosurgical, OB, and all the other ones, general, ophthalmic, genitourinary. I just got it together and I had it ready for me. I tried to recall the very first case that I scrubbed. It was laparoscopic hernia. I remember that one. I was terrified because the first thing in clinicals, they didn't take me to CSPD. They took me to the main OR. So right off the bat, I was terrified. I second scrubbed that case, but anyways, I had also printed out a description of what they wanted for the job. That way I had it ready. I haven't highlighted here, but I was supposed to, even though I didn't. I also got a second printout of a position that the job description said that I was going to train to become within 6 months. Now, and I also got one of the senior surgical technologists, which is a step up from, I think, the surgical technologist too. So I was ready. I had read the descriptions. I knew exactly what was expected of me. So that gave me a good background. Like I said, I had my cases, so I already know what I needed to talk about. I also found myself, because it has been a while since I've been in the OR, that I need to familiarize myself again with everything. Although it's like riding a bike, although I don't know how to do that. But it's like riding a bike, or so I've been told, that once you know something, you know it, and you just step back in the bike and then you go riding. Um, so that's kind of what I feel if I knew how to ride a bike. But I went into the College of Surgeons, the task force, and I looked for commonly used surgical instruments and actually they had a PDF in the American College of Surgeons, and I printed out something of like the common instruments, and I familiarized myself with them. I already know all this stuff, so I don't know why I decided that I needed to not, like, I did not remember for some reason. I thought that I didn't remember, but like I said, it's kind of like, yeah, of course I know this stuff. Why wouldn't I know this stuff? Okay, so another thing that I did to prepare me for this interview was, like I said, it's been so long since I've actually been in the operating room. I took my, oh, sorry, I apologize. I took my handy dandy surgical tech textbook, and I had labeled it with all the things when I was in school, and I had drew little pictures. I don't know if you can tell them or not, like the little kidneys and the hearts and the bones for ortho. Anyways, as you can tell, it's been utilized quite a lot to be able to read some of them. But I just chose the very first case, and I read through it, and I'm like, it makes so much sense after all the clinicals, and for me, after some time, even though it's been a while, like I said, it's been a while, I haven't been in the OR, and then I'm looking at it and like, I know this stuff, I know this. So that's one thing, you got this. You got this. Like, you already know this. You wouldn't be in this field, you wouldn't have been in the OR if you didn't know this information. You're all about patient safety. Patient safety, that's what we're here for. Patients trust us, they're vulnerable. And that is the thing. You have to be confident enough for a patient's life to be in your hands. You're supposed to anticipate the surgeon. You have to know this procedures better than I did, or better than they do at one point. So I know instrumentation is one of the things that is really, really difficult to do, and to learn. I mean, myself included. I know that there's a boatload of surgical instrumentation that I don't know. Somebody in central processing will tell me how unexperienced I am when it comes to surgical instruments, and I am pretty positive I don't know all the instruments for certain. They will tell you what the size is and what it's used for and its actual name. But unfortunately, right now, I'm not at that level, but one day I will be. But when I reviewed the textbook, I went through it, all the steps and everything, and I got myself ready. I made a little a drawing of everything that I was supposed to do, what happened, and what I saw it in my head happening at that time where I read the steps of it. So the very first thing, you set up your instrumentation, and I apologize that this is very long, but I did a major tray, where I had the ribbon instrumentations, where I would have, the traumatic and the atraumatic forceps, and there would be some of the handheld instruments or the self-retracting instruments. And in this area, of course, it would be like, if you don't use them, the ones that you don't use the most, you would kind of put them to the side, because there are some instruments, regardless of the case, that sometimes you will not use them, and you learn, because I've had some cases during the clinicals where I learned, like, hey, this is not needed for this case, and I just put it towards the side, because maybe you will need it, but more likely than not, you're not. But have it ready just in case. You never know. And then I did, obviously this is for laparotomy, the back table. I don't know if you can tell, but I had two different back tables in regards to it. I don't know if you can see it backwards or not, but I put separated into three different sections, where you have your sharps, your laps, your basin, your kidney basin, and then obviously right here I was going to put where I put the gloves just in case, and your tray, where there's your major, your rings, instruments, and your drapes and gowns, what I would set up my Mayo as, where I would have my basin if it was not on the actual or in the back table. And here's just another one, a little bit more clean as to what it would be. But when I was doing the review and read through, that's what I did. which might be helpful, and it helped me gain confidence in my interview that I was going to make. It's gonna be 10 minutes now, so I do apologize, but I just wanted to share this of how I got to where I am right now. And even though I don't know if I'm going to get this job, this is to help you out and help all of us out. Confidence is key. You already got this. You already know this. So let's go out there and help some patients. Good luck.